we go.
And we are here on TSPN today. This is Supervisor Richard Forster. I'm covering the mic for Tom Slavik today. But we're going over to talk about an issue now with our Amador County Assessor, Jim Rooney. Hi, Jim.
Hello, Richard.
How are you doing today?
Good, very good.
And we're going to talk about the state responsibility area fees, or as some people refer to them as state responsibility area taxes. Where are we with the process of the collection of those taxes now, and any challenges to the tax?
Well, you refer to it as those. I've heard it referred to as the fire tax. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what most people are familiar with.
Right.
As I think you know this, or maybe have stated, a lawsuit has been filed against him by Howard Jarvis, and I went to a meeting about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, at the State Board of Equalization, and they, I almost feel sorry for the State Board of Equalization and CAL FIRE,
right,
because it was the legislature that put this upon them, saying now you're going to collect these taxes. Well, a lawsuit's been filed, and I think it's going to be overturned. I think people are going to pay all these bills. It's going to be a loan to the state, and it might take a year or so, they're going to get their money back, but it's going to be a loan to the state that's going to cost, what, $40 million?
That's right, but who gives them their money back? Does it get reimbursed or refunded by the Board of Equalization?
I checked with the Board of Equalization, and they told me, they said, people will be getting a refund back who paid it. And I said, does it matter whether or not you put protest on the check? They said, no, it doesn't. People who paid it and weren't supposed to pay it, they'll get their money back.
What about those people that have not paid and are going to incur penalties? Let's say, because as I understand it, the Board of Equalization will go to a lien process against your property if you do not pay it. So what happens down the road if it's overturned, but right now you are in a position of being in default on paying the fire tax, and they're asking for interest on top of it now.
I know.
So what happens?
I think that it seems to me at that point, I didn't ask them this question directly. I didn't have the spine to ask them, almost. However, I believe that it seems to me that if you don't pay something that they find illegal, that everything would be erased. I don't know that for sure. Can I tell you, though? I was stunned to find out the penalties, the interest penalties on them. Do you know what they are?
I do not.
Okay, let me tell you. If somebody doesn't pay this bill, the penalties per month, 10% interest per month. Per month. However, if you challenge it, you protest this, they don't find in your favor, and you don't pay the bill, the interest payment is 20% per month. Now, 20%. I think what they're trying to do is tell people, you better not protest these things, otherwise you're going to get a fine of 20%.
So you don't know if people will be refunded if Howard Jarvis' lawsuit is affirmed by the courts.
They will get affirmed.
Okay, if they rule in favor of Howard Jarvis.
Oh, then people will be getting refunds. And
the interest, let's say they did not make a payment and got a penalty.
Well, then it seems to me that should be erased. I'm not positive of that. However, there's bigger issues than that. I asked the people down the State Board of Equalization. Okay, the lawsuit's been filed. It's going to be heard in court. When can we expect resolution? In this county, we expect resolution in 8 to 10 days. That's how we do things around here. They said, well, it's going to go to court, and that's going to take time, and then it'll be appealed, and then that's going to take time. The way they're talking, this might take a year or two.
It may take, from what I understand, 2 to 3 years before it's resolved. If that happens and people have not paid their tax, then potentially their property is going to go on a lien list.
Yeah.
So
what a mess.
That's going to cause a mess for people.
Yeah, and then that's interesting. So if it takes 2 years, what about all the people that paid? Mm-hmm. And my understanding is that it's 115 or 150 this year. They expect increases, escalation.
That's correct, and people will have paid multiple years if it takes 2 to 3 years to be resolved. So I think that's when they're probably going to say, "County assessors, you take it from here."
They better not.
It is a mess, though, and by all likelihood, from what I've heard, it's going to be overturned. So,
I hope it is.
well, we appreciate you coming in, Jim, and giving us some information from the assessor's perspective and your meeting with Board of Equalization, and
I'm glad to do it.
We'll look to the future.
Yeah, good.
All right, we're going to go to a break and be right back with TSPN.
You're watching Amador County's local television network, TSPN.